Don't pick your nose. It's actually less trampy to pick your nose than leave bogeys up your nose like a fucking tramp. Anyone else? Yes, I picked my nose. Logical members of society pick their nose. I ain't trying to see bogeys up anyone's nose when I walk around. Thank you for the $2. Impression of Covington raging at Usman, please. What? Madison Square, do it. Wait till I see you next time, Marty Fake Newsman. You're dead. It wasn't at all. Your 100K story is as valid as Dan Hardy's Monk story. Right. The fact that you think that is so far-fetched is actually so pathetic of you. I hate when you guys do that, man. Chat, did you know someone who could rep like 225 at the end of high school going into like 16, 17? That's not... A couple people in my year could do it, and I could. Come on, man. That's not that far. You guys are frail, man. I haven't been successfully rage baited. I'm not angry about it. I'm confused. All right? It's not that crazy. I know like a handful, quite a few people in my year could do it, and I was one. Jesus. He also refers to himself as the Lion. Who does? Charles Oliveira? I'm not that tall. Calm down, guys. You're giving me an ego boost. It's one thing I don't need, chat. It's my one redeeming quality. But all your hatred has made me form an ego in a self-defense nature. Thank you for the 2. I'm 5'11". My withered corpse is heavier than bantamweight. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I don't know how some of these guys make those weights. It's pretty crazy. I couldn't rep 100 kg at 15, but then again, I wasn't a fatty. Well, there you go. Being a fat kid gives you powers, dude. Made fun of me then. Who's laughing now, dude? They just weren't aware of the monster I'd become. Thank you for the $2. Wandy has been promoting Botox and hair transplants. Oh, okay. Well, I know he did Botox, but I didn't know about the hair transplant. Thank you for the $2. Is streaming harder than a 9 to 5 or no? No, not at all. If you were streaming 9 to 5 for the same wage as like minimum wage, and that's all you had to do, and it's the only way you had an ability to live paycheck to paycheck, then I would say yes. But it's not. Most people stream because it is better than a 9 to 5 money-wise. So no. I disagree. Depends on the job, obviously. But I'd say it's easier than just phoning in a 9 to 5. You can't phone in a stream. You can for some people. A lot of streamers these days do it, but I don't think I could. Thank you for the 23 months of membership. What's up, man? How's life? It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty yoked. I did some push-ups earlier today and some squats yesterday, so I'm on it. Yeah, it's not an actual job, man. I think the job, the 9 to 5 thing, I said this on Demetrius Johnson's podcast, it's the perpetual doom that you feel that it'll be forever, you know? When I was at my office job, we were on the top floor of a building. I used to stare out that window and think, damn, that drop ain't that bad. That can't be that bad as an alternative to this. Because I just thought it'd be forever. Oh, maybe when I'm 25, I can earn 25K a year. Maybe when I'm in my 30s, I can make 30K a year. And then who knows, if I keep hard working, by the time I'm 40, I'll earn 40K a year. And still not be able to afford a home in London. So it's that doom and gloom. You got to sort of start something in the meantime that makes you at least joke yourself into thinking that this isn't forever. Impression of Rakic seeing a flying Ankalaev. This is the new inbred pig in the yard, and he belongs to the clouds. McGregor criticizing Jake Matthews' impression. Me! You're an absolute fucking tard of a thing, you are, and a traitor at that as well, yeah? An absolute fucking traitor of a thing. The UFC should downsize their roster. It would solve fighter pay issues and cut out shit fighters. I think they should let go of useless veterans a little bit sooner. That's what I think. Because, in my opinion, like, Carlos Diego Ferreira brings as much value to a fight card as Malcolm Wellmaker. Less. Way less. Way less. But they're probably paying Carlos Diego Ferreira 150 to show, 150 to win. Just because of how long he's been around and how many wins he has on the roster, right? But they need to tweak. They need to let go of those guys a little sooner. And start, because Andre Philly doesn't bring as much value to a fight card as Nathaniel Wood, you know? But they're probably paying Nathaniel Wood like half the amount. So that's something I would tweak. I would let go of older fighters a bit more. Once I know that they're not going to be anything and they're just going to be a perpetually unranked beat one, lose one type fighter, I'd be like, okay, put them PFL, you know? But yeah. Hey Piggy, won over $500 and I would do like 1 or 2 less cards a year. Hey Piggy, won over, and I would do more contender series anyway. Anyway, what? And I'd be more strict by doing more contender series. I'd do 2 seasons of contender series a year, and I'd be more strict over who I let in, so you'd balance it out. Hey Piggy, won over $500 on a parlay. Here's your cut. Don't spend it all in one place. Thank you, man. I appreciate the $5. I'll take it, man. Good job on the parlay win. Who's the best inactive #1 contender currently? Well, Makachev is #1 contender at lightweight, but I know what you mean. Movzar, probably Movzar Evloev. He's #1. He's #1, and they're talking about Murphy getting it. You know, that's actually so sad for him. Inactivity kills, man. It really does. It really, really does. Guru, I want you to know I just wiped before bed. Good. You want to start doing that a bit more often, mate. Keep them sheets clean. Fighter to move to MMA, only 21 years old, 90 fights. WCM Raja Stadium belts. Nice. Thank you for the 15 Australian dollars. I'll keep an eye out for him. I hate that he signed to the PFL, but that's what the UFC does, dude. They don't care. They're ready to be taken over by someone who isn't the PFL. And I'll do it. What do you reckon about that, chat? I run the UFC, or I make my own promotion better than the UFC. Face-to-face promos. Fighter face-to-face interviews in the build-up. Cool artistic artwork for posters. Real care in my promos. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Real announcement ceremonies for title fights. Oof. I could make it happen. Thank you for the 2. You get a Jew off. Alright. I love Space Marines, bro. Yeah, I was going off about things. Did I tell you about my school picture? Did we get to that bit yet? I was talking for a while. Baby pictures. Did we speak about baby pictures? Basically, the story was that all the kids in the class are all smiling in my baby pictures. And then in the corner chat, I'm there doing this. Not even joking. There's so many pictures of that. School pictures of me when I was younger with all the other kids going in the class photo. And then I'm in the corner doing this. Like evilly staring at the camera. Like that. Menace. Aura farming. Genuinely aura farming, yeah. There's another picture of a family outing that we had with a big family, and then I'm next to my mum doing this. With my arm around her leg. I'm like hugging her leg doing this. And the rest of the family's all happy. Oh, man. I was a sad kid, man. A little better now. What was bro plotting? I know, it's like Cartman when he gets the idea to take out Wendy. Why did you... I haven't played any new release games. I played They Are Billions a bit, but beyond that, nah, man. Legit breakdown of Paul versus Davis. I think Jake Paul beats him, but I think he beats him. I don't think Davis has the power to finish him, so I'm going to go with Jake Paul. I don't think Davis can even block and survive it. How are you doing now, Doom MMA? Let me see your channel. I know you were doing content a while ago. It truly is. Who do you think Izzy fights next? I don't know. If he's not fighting Strickland, Baraujo? Probably Baraujo. Maybe. Yeah, probably Baraujo. That's who I would name. If, you know, fighting nerds, they've done the face-off. There's marketability there. He didn't have too bad of a loss to a Mavov. So I would bet Baraujo is the move for him. You saw me in real life and I wasn't that tall. Bro's fucking 7 feet. Are you Kristaps Porzingis' burner account? Is that who this is? Welcome to the compound, brother. Here's your complimentary firearm. Me inviting you into the American version of the compound. All right. Thank you for the $5, dude. I appreciate you, my brother. Rate my parlays, please, Piggy. Veronica, Mix, Basharat, inbreds. All these stuff about Armin, where the fuck is Shavkat? Dude, both of them, man. They aren't fighters. Straight up. They ain't here to fight. It's fucking lame. On some real note, how was Reyes ever going to beat Allberg? He was always too open. He wasn't fit at all. I know, I've always said that. And also, Reyes never really looked that good as people make him out to be. Robbed Vulcan, beat Jones. But Jones is shit. This is the thing you have to understand about Jones. He has no power. Even though he took PEDs his whole career, he's never going to KO someone with a punch. As a light heavyweight man that probably walks into the cage at about 225 pounds. He's never going to be able to KO someone with a punch, even though he took PEDs his whole career. So that's where Reyes can just wade in incorrectly the way he does and never suffer any consequences. But when you have a real fighter that's 220 pounds that's capable of harm while natural, you can't walk in like that. I literally called that. I said the second Reyes goes forward, he's going to get slept. Well, there you go. With that left hook. Crazy how long Reyes has been in the UFC. He's low-key an old head. Yeah, he's been around for a while now. MMA Joey impression trying to get Hank the Charmer 3 rematch.
This is what's worse for the UFC, so I want it.
Reyes versus Hill, last fight night main event in December. No. Why the fuck do you want Reyes back in there that soon? No, and look at Hill. He's going to need at least a 3-month training camp to get into fucking shooting distance of 205. Guru, this year your dry cleaning service, we've been trying to reach you. We couldn't get that mayo and soy sauce stain out of you. Love you, Guru. I've been here for over 5 years, about 14k subs. Who's your Mount Rushmore of active fighters? Ilia. Of the people that are in the sport right now, Ilia. Peter Yam. Joshua Van's my favorite flyweight right now. I just don't think he wins the belt. JDM, Yuri. Jack Della and Tom Aspinall as well. Thank you for the 48 months of membership, dude. That's 4 years and you've been here for over 5. I appreciate you, brother. NFL went to Dublin and a player got jumped and mugged. Yeah, Dublin was one of the safest cities 2 generations ago. Now it's one of the most dangerous because all of a sudden Irish people just started robbing people past the year 2015. It was weird. It's really weird. Pulling guillotines, don't fucking stop it. Who you got, Darush or Benois something here? Chat, yes or no? Beneil Darush versus Benois something here. There is no argument. I can't even formulate an argument to say why one would beat the other. It is a gamble of a fight. I'm going to have to maybe go with Benoit on activity, on momentum, on youth. But I really don't know. I can't formulate an argument on a technical level to say why either one of them would win. So, I'm not sure. How old is Beneil now? Beep, beep. Beneil's got to be getting up there probably like 38 by this point, 37. And he's got grey hair. 36. Okay, not that old. I don't know. More finishing potential from Benoit? Yeah, I don't know. Thank you for the fight, man. Hang on a minute. He's a marauder. Yeah, hang on a minute. Thoughts on who's the better boxer, JDM or Ilia? Thoughts on their respective styles. Ilia hits hard, but that isn't technically a style, in my opinion. Ilia's got really nasty hands. It's not just about his power. Thank you for the $5. But JDM, I'd say, has much better boxing defense. You rarely ever see him get his jaw span. Sometimes JDM will get hit by something down the pipe that makes him go and makes his head pop back a bit. But name a time JDM has had his jaw span. Even when he got like hit with that winging overhand by Basil Hafez, he just tanked it. I know it's bad to just tank it, but I've never seen JDM have this done to him. You know? But Ilia is really good. But for their weight, I'd say JDM. Thank you for the $5. Sheep Herder 911. Impression of Chimaev crying out in pain, fear, and confusion as his belt is ripped from his hands by Kadyrov's son. Brother, please, brother. I beg of you, brother, please. Send them to Canada. No, don't send them. I not talk about. I talk about Indians. What do you think? You shut it. Ilia's alright. I mean, he's alright. If Ilia got 50% power nerf, would he still beat Max? No, not a million years. But that's not the case, so keep coping. If Max got a 50% chin nerf, would he beat anyone? Or would he have got finished by Aldo in his first title fight? I mean, I don't know. We can play this game, brother. We can play this game. Yeah, my ding dong of a thing. Been laughing so hard at no shama. Yeah, it's about Operation Northwards. No, not at all. Thank you for the 12 months of membership. I saw Godspeed You. Black Emperor in person yesterday. One of the best shows I've been to. Such great music. I've never seen anything like that. Chat, I actually think, yeah, theatre isn't gay. It is because it's become that way. But there is good theatre that can be done. I remember watching a Lord of the Rings theatre thing when I was younger. A Woman in Black theatre thing when I was younger. And even some other thing about some, like, other situation. And it was like, this is actually really cool. When I was younger. But nowadays, it's just all lame and gay, you know? Impression of JDM, I'm trying to take his soul. Yeah. Like, they had orcs on, like, springed feet things. Fighting with people, like, leaping over them with backflips and shit like that. It was like, holy shit, this is, like, a legit thing, you know? But nowadays, it's all musicals and fucking gay shit and singing and all of that, you know? But sometimes these, like, live reenactments of things are actually pretty cool with, like, the band that's there. And the orchestra that's doing the drums and the trumpets. It was like a cool feeling to be in one of those arenas. But unfortunately, I don't know, gay theatre kids ruined it like they ruin everything. Impression of Sacred Leon hearing hip, 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 hip from his closet late at night. Scared Leon. Why would he be scared of hearing hep, 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 hep? I don't even know what that means.
It's 5 a.m. Stop.
Nowadays, the only theatre I saw in school was The Story of Anne Frank. Well, that's history.
Narrations into women's suffrage, where we will be speaking Arabic. That is the goal. Every single great-grandparent will have done nothing for nothing.
Thank you for the 5. Ilia isn't fighting early. He's preparing his brother. He'll fight once a year every year. Yet you won't criticize him as he's as active as Khamzat. Yeah, because Ilia Topuria delivers nasty one-punch viral KOs. Fucking devastating fashion KOs. And that's way more awesome than whatever the fucking gay shit Khamzat Chimaev does. Thanks to Tim. Retard. Inbred. Current KO of the year, frontrunner. Current KO of the year, frontrunner. And also, it's the contenders' fault. There are contenders at, like, middleweight. And Mavov's there. You know, the winner of Darida versus, you know, if Darida wins his next fight, he's there. It's like fresh winners in the division. There's no fresh winners at the top of bantamweight right now. Literally go through the top of bantamweight. Name me a fresh winner. Name me a fresh winner at lightweight, sorry, not bantamweight. At lightweight. Look at the rankings. It's pathetic. It really is. And, like, so Makashev's ranked number 1. They shouldn't even do that. Armand Sarukian, no, hasn't fought in 17 months. Max Holloway hasn't fought anyone but Poirier, and he's not getting the shot. Oliveira, no. Justin Gaethje, no. No fresh winners. Dan Hooker, no. Pimlet, no. And then we're down to number 8, Gamrot. Come on, man. Someone in the top 7 get a win. Jesus. Current KO of the year frontrunner. Ilia versus Oliveira is the most impactful KO, but there's been some others that are pretty cool. Probably Huffy, if he got the KO over Bobby Green this year. You've seen Duncan versus Hooker in the works for 322? No, I haven't seen. That's a silly. No, that's not happening. They're doing Arman versus Hooker in Qatar unless Gaethje's taking it. I don't believe they're doing Chris Duncan versus Dan Hooker. Don't be silly. Or North Africa, if you want to see them. Netanyahu or Big H? I don't know. Playing Terraria, why is Salamander built like Hill? I don't even remember. I think someone's even messaged me about that, though. Yeah, he is a bit. The lizard thing. Coat Bud, Ilia fights once a year in featherweight. Let's see if Ilia fights once a year. Yeah. Hatim, a man who is likely 70% inbred, is questioning me. So he fought Holloway in October, Volkanovski in February, Oliveira in June. So that's 3 times in the space of a year and 3 months. Is that? February, March, April, May, June. So 3 times in the space of 16 months, Arman Tsarukyan hasn't fought once. I give it a 2. Yeah. Well, you tried. You tried. You know, it's not your fault you're descendant of cousin marriage. Thank you for the 2. 2 minutes of Topuria in 2025. I know, right? I know. But it's his contenders, man. They don't fight. If he had a contender fresh up, he would have fought at the end of this year. But there's none of them. My little sister says, why you look like a goblin? I don't look like a goblin. How dare you? I look like a giant dwarf. How are Slavic countries like Romania and Croatia? They're okay. Albania just got some deal with Italy to ship all of their migrants there, so they'll be replaced within 1 generation.
My salvation is my reward.
Thank you for the 2. Same number of fighters as Khamzat. Same number of fighters as Khamzat. Don't even know what you're saying. I don't know. I'm sorry that your cousin's fucked too much, and I'm really sorry, brother. Thank you for the $2. I don't even know what you're referencing. Have you seen what happened to Vanderlei? I did, yes. I even tweeted about it. Yeah, it was a very vicious one-punch KO. Nasty. WSP trying to get my friend into MMA, and I'm trying to show him protest clips. Can you tell me your... Yom Kippur this week. Dollars for your chicken to swing. You seemed apathetic towards Reyes' loss. Thought you were rooting for the comeback. I wasn't apathetic about it. I just, when you know it's going to happen, it hurts a little less. Right? Did anyone else just know it was going to happen watching the fight? Like, the second he's going to move forward, he's getting caught with that left hook. I said it all build up. He will not, if he moves forward, he'll die. He can't move forward. This was one of those matchups where it's just like, man, you need some kind of setup to go forward against Carlos Ulberg, and Reyes has none. What, like, have you, like, chat, watch back the finishing sequence here in slow motion. What was Reyes' intention with the way that he moved forward? Seriously. Look at what Reyes was doing when he got KO. What was his intention at all? No thought, no nothing, just stepping into range. You know? It's, like, I find myself asking that a lot, but with the Reyes KO, I ask it a lot more. You know? It was a right hook, it wasn't. It was the left hook that wobbled him on his feet, and then the right hook that put him down. Thank you for the $5. Impression of Izzy's ancestors trading Rampage Jackson's ancestors for gunpowder and pigs.
What we are going to do is we're going to sell you. Because we have defeated you in war.
Gee, man, why?
So you can blame the white man 10 years later. But never blame an Arab. Because they still do it today. But they don't have pretty eyes. So there's no reason to be jealous of them. And they have no empathy for you. So you cannot take advantage of the fact that they have empathy. You know? This is the way it is sometimes, eh? You're going to be angry at people for doing slavery 600 years ago, but not angry at the people doing slavery today. Because this would be funny. And this would make MMA Guru lose his fucking mind in his bedroom every day.
Thank you for the 2. How do you see Charlie Campbell's career playing out?